Alderman Persick.
Here.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Here.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Here.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Kerwin.
Here.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Here.
Alderman Studer.
Here.
7 present, 1 absent, having quorum.
Council, you have the approval of minutes for way back on June 16th.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to accept the minutes for June 16th as written.
A motion by Alderman Larry Hall, do we have a second? Second. Second by Alderman Kerwin. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Pass.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Studer.
Yes.
You have 6 yes, 1 pass, 1 absent, motion passes.
All right, next item on the docket is our public hearing in regards to our fiscal year appropriation. So we got that motion to open the public hearing?
Yes, Mayor, I move to open the public hearing at 7:02 p.m. to discuss the proposed fiscal year 2016 appropriation.
Motion by Alderman Hall, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Persick. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Studer.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
All right, this is time the public hearing is in effect now for regarding our fiscal year 2016 appropriation. If anybody's here that has any questions or concern in regards to our appropriated fiscal year budget, this is the floor is yours to speak how you'd like to speak. Questions from the council? Kim, you want to kind of highlight a few things if you could for us?
Sure. The budget packet has been on file for public inspection, as it has been supposed to have been. I also have a summary sheet that I included on that packet for your review. It gives you a rundown of the beginning fund balance, the estimated revenues, estimated expenditures, an increase or decrease in the fund, projected ending fund balance, and what amount is included in that fund for contingency. What's included in those, each individual fund for contingency are things that more than likely will not be spent, but that money has to be there in case, for some odd reason, something unusual comes up. And that would be something that would come before council, you would then approve it. If you flip to the second page of that summary sheet, that shows the projected, well, our estimated beginning fund balance, and I say it's estimated because the audit has not been finalized and published yet, is 3.3 million. After all of these revenues and expenditures as estimated would occur, the remaining fund balance would go to 1.8. So many of those changes that shift from 3.3 to 1.8, a lot of that is planned. And roughly 594,000 of that is the cost of the police department, that the expenses didn't happen in FY15, they're happening in FY16. So they have to be budgeted in this fiscal year. So they were budgeted last year, they didn't actually get paid out in cash, so now they have to show up in this fiscal year that we're approving. And that's the little summary that you see on the bottom. There's 8 or 9 items that break it down by fund, and that's planned use of the fund balance for a purpose. You know, there's $100,000 that will appear as a loss, but it's a planned use of fund balance in sewer operations because it's a transfer to another fund, transfer to the capital project fund. MFT. Every other year, every 2 years, we try to save the MFT or fuel tax money so that by year 2 or year 3, we can do a larger block of road work. That's a planned use of fund balance. Water capital projects, same thing. We planned to get those done in this last year. They didn't happen. We ran out of time for sundry reasons. But those projects still need to get done, so they moved to the next fiscal year. So those are the items that are in there. And at the end of the day, there's a decrease of about $233,000 that isn't necessarily planned, but that's the projection. So that would be a loss between the 13 funds that we're talking about here. So it's not any one fund specific. That would be the decrease. And there again, when I look back at our budget from last year, actually in general corporate, we amended the budget, we did a supplemental budget, but the very original budget, we anticipated a loss of $203,000 last year. And we ended up with a profit of an increase in fund balance of like $10,000. So that's how things can change. You know, we're making estimates of revenue, we're making estimates of expenditures, and things happen every day that throw off those best estimates.
Any questions? Motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion to close the public hearing at 7:07.
Okay, motion by Alderman Larry Hall, is there a second? Second. Second by Alderman Joe Van Dyne. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Persing.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Studer. 7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
Mayor's report, a few list of things, a few items now listed I'd like to bring up. First, I'd like to extend our condolences to the Tudor family and the loss of their son for Fran and Jerry. People who've been a part of the city for a long time. I know, I believe the funeral arrangements are for this weekend. We had to go before that. Joe's kind of she said, we extend our condolences to them. Also, I'd like to make notes, it has been a while since we've met. June 22nd, probably a day will be embedded in the finance officer's mind for a long time. Our neighbors, Coal City, had a terrific tornado run through their town. Our own finance officer, Kim Stringy, Condolio, was affected directly as well. She's been going through a lot. We've been there with her the whole way, but I think what I really want to do also is commend our department heads, especially our police department, public works, as you guys. They answered the call without any questions. One thing that we don't realize is when something this bad happens is the looters, which is amazing that these people have so low truth that they were there probably Tuesday morning before the storm even ended. They were in there trying to help whatever they could. Really put a strain on the Coal City Police Department. Our guys went out there, were actually working 12-hour shifts out there to help them with a lot of the security details that were going on. So they not only, on a lot of their off days, they were, instead of being off, they were over there making sure that there's people up there were safe as possible. And them as well. So hopefully it's going to be a long process. I'm just talking with Kim earlier. It's a very long process, but we're there for everybody out there in Coal City, especially Kim. Also on the mayor's report, you'll see the update on the open lands lease agreement extension. There is an extension forthwith that hasn't been completed at this time. We should have it for you at the next council meeting so you guys can look at the lease agreement extension. The survey deadline for the Island Parks Vision Plan, we did have a public forum a couple weeks ago, was it? Yes. Unfortunately, I was at work, but everyone will go well. But if you have any ideas in regards to the vision plan or have any friends, neighbors, the survey can be downloaded from the city's website and or Facebook page. And also a reminder, Cactus Days is coming on the end of this month. Hopefully we get all those trees out of there. I'm pretty sure we will. We've lost a lot over there in Carmen. And that begins July 23rd. As you guys know, also the Public Works crew, the past few days, we've been able to get into those islands. Extensive damage on both. I know a couple 80-foot oak trees were lost on the North Island, as well as trees lost on the south. The roads were washed away. Crew's been in there with gravel, trying to get the roads reopened. The one concern we have still right now is there's a large tree in the power lines, still out there. ComEd's supposed to be here hopefully tomorrow morning. So we're working on with ComEd to get that tree out. Once we get that stabilized and get everything else stable, we'll be able to open the parks. I know baseball teams and everything's been anxious, so we're working on it. So that's where we're at with that. That's it for the mayor's report. Next item I want to talk to is citizens' comments. Citizens, we've got some comments.
Gentlemen, my name is Russell Busby. I live on the south outer Wilmington of West Crescent. Since we built Riley's Garden, nothing wrong with the garden, I love it to death. But the skate park is nothing but a nuisance in that area. We have kids smoking dope, we have kids drinking beer, we have no police attention until just the last meeting I talked to Kim right there. And I appreciate the police officers coming out there. But now I have 38 signatures to try to get that park, that skate ramp removed from our neighborhood. Randy has some too, and he's not here, but I have 38 to try to get it removed, and they're all valid signatures of the residents of North Crescent get this removed.
That you can hand to us. What we'll do is, I think since it's been in the paper, I've gotten calls myself, both pro and con. You know, there are those that are happy with the skate park, they enjoy it. There are those such as you guys yourself and those around here that are very upset with it. I think they'll, you know, do it all democratically. What we'll do is we'll get this put on the agenda for buildings and ground, which I believe is next week, and they can begin the discussion there. But also to give, you know, everybody an ample chance to voice their concerns. I mean, these are very valid concerns. I'm not discounting them in any way. You know, we'll start that process to see where we can go from there. Whether it be relocation, I know people have talked to me and they say, hey, relocate it where the old booth was. You know, I've had a few calls on that. Unfortunately, we don't own Booth Central property. That's owned by the fire department. We intend on putting the firehouse there sometime. Other suggestions have been putting it on the parks, which is, you know, a reasonable request, but it all takes funding, and it takes funding as well. So that'll be part of the whole debate and the whole discussion that goes on in buildings and grounds. Of course, you know, it's easy to take stuff down. We can easily take it down. But I think at the same time, we want to make sure that we're able to relocate it somewhere else, that those that do enjoy it can utilize it, even if it's somewhere else can still utilize it. And that's going to take funding. So we'll look at every aspect of the whole thing.
Well, while you're looking at that, look at the property damage. When the kids come up through there throwing beer bottles and cans and all their trash.
But we've had the same instance. Oh, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing. I've talked to my police officers and all that. It's not only the skateboard park. I guess they're in the parking lot. There's people that park in there, and some of them are residents within that area that leave their beer bottles out there too. You know, it happens. I'm not blaming anybody, but you know, I think, you know, we still, you know, we want to make sure that our parks are above all kid friendly. You know, that's the biggest premise of these, you know, our younger ones. Because I lived up there for eons. And that was always my big premise when I first started here, was to make sure that I had a great place to take my kids and not have to worry about the riffraff, so to speak.
Well, that riffraff, since you moved out, has got twice as bad.
I'm sure, well, I'm still kind of there, I'm just a little bit farther this way. But my kids are older, so my kids, you know, that's what happens, our kids grew up, so.
Correct, so did mine, but now I got everybody else's.
I totally understand, but we're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna ignore this, we're not gonna ignore the petition, we take the petitions very seriously. And so we will, you know, have this put on the building and grounds agenda, and I'll advise the committee to, you know, begin discussions and also look at not only removal, but look at, you know, possibility of relocating. Where can we relocate it? What can be done in the meantime? You know, I've already, the chiefs and our sergeants and our police officers are very well. They're still out there. They're still attending to what goes on out there. And, you know, it should be still continue to make those extra patrols up in that area and ensure people are out there. They're not in the park after dark. So we're still working on that. So that's not going to stop. But the discussion will start on what we do with the skateboard park. I think that's what, you know, where really the formal discussion needs to begin on what council did. Because council got an OSLAD grant. It was the city council. I know there's been talks between Park District and City Council. The city council got it, I think in 2002, 2003, was it? you've been on there, at least you probably remember too, it was probably a long time, right around that time, early 2000. So, and there was that 10-year limit, I think we exceeded that 10-year rule, but that's when that came about. And it started out as a good thing, but, you know, we had, you know, a lot of the kids were basically watching over each other and making sure that the bad was not, you know, was not left to take control, so to speak, because it was always there. But over time, those things, you know, can tend to change. But we'll look at, you know, we'll take that formal look and go from there. So,
All right.
yes, Alicia.
I'm not on the agenda, but you know what?
You don't have to be on the agenda.
Would you
can
think
speak.
about maybe getting some slow children playing signs up there by the park?
Yeah, we can
Or
get some
can
like
you do that?
slow children.
Because they do
Yeah.
really go through their.
Yeah, sometimes those work, sometimes it makes them go faster, I don't know, but, yeah, we'll see what we can do.
For the record, my name is Anita Bosis of 316 North Street. I want to show you these pictures first of all. I think I sent you
Yep.
these pictures. Okay. This all started back in February. Wilmington had a break in the water line by our house, between our driveway and the street. They couldn't find the leak for several days. My husband was clearing the snow away, the water was still coming up, he couldn't figure out where it was coming, we called the village, we called the city. They came out and said, yes, there's a water break. They immediately came out right away that day, or the following day. Following day. They came out with the trucks, they tore it all up, the whole street and whatever, fixed the leak, and then dropped a whole pile of gravel. That it even was a hump on my driveway. Okay. They said when the asphalt businesses open up, they were gonna come back, they were gonna cut that part of my driveway out, they were gonna level everything off and pour the asphalt. Okay, this was back in February. Now, last month, I came here to the meeting because this is already July. Okay, this is in June. When I came back was in June. I talked to the mayor before the meeting, telling him about this, when was the asphalt going to be paid? It was like a couple of days after, the crew came out again, they tore it all up, and that's what you see in the pictures. They tore it up, they laid the forms, because they said they have to put the curb, right, they have to put the curb in first with the concrete, and then let that set, and then they're gonna come in and pave it. That's a month ago. Now, in the meantime, that takes up 2/3 of my driveway. We have a problem every time the tenant upstairs parks his vehicle, we have a rough time trying to get in and out. We can't get in our garage. I don't see a reason why it would take a month for them to come out to pour the concrete and get this started. So I would appreciate your help. I'm coming here and I want this on record.
That's fine. Yeah, I've spoken
Thank
with
you.
the Superintendent Van Dyne. It is on his schedule. He's trying to get to it as quickly as he can, so.
It's been a month already.
I know.
Well, yeah, it goes back to February, doesn't it? But that doesn't show a good example for Wilmington. People are going by, they're wondering why we can't get this done. There's people down the street that need patching because they dug up too, but nothing like this.
Yeah, I'll see where Gary's at with his public works.
I'm lucky we got a big driveway, otherwise I couldn't even get out of the road.
We couldn't even go in the garage.
Okay. Any other citizens' comments?
Oh, did you want to go ahead? You can go first. I'll take it.
Oh, now they're going.
I'm gonna argue.
Wait.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Who's first?
I'm just going to update you guys on the coalition. Right now, the borough's working on our grant for your 6 through 10, so we can keep going. And we have a lot of fun stuff planned for the teams. The first out of Catfish Day is July 23rd, and you'll see these posters all over town. They're going to have glow paint, glow games, different kind of glasses. One of the disc jockeys from Q-Rock is coming, Crazy Ray, whoever he is, not my generation. And I believe in volunteering being with the coalition, and June 27th, the first day we could go into Coal City, I spent 9 hours. And what you see on TV and when you go there. I would see kids' toys and things just like a semi drove over it. There was a picture of a little girl about a year old, and I lost it. I totally lost it. And the first thing the mayor said was, Chief Arnold and Chief Saloni, by the time the sirens went off, they were on the phone, what can we do, who can we send, what do you need? And the day I was there, I saw 2 of our police officers keeping out the looters, but they gave high praise to our city. And the mayor of Kosay said, God forbid, need the help, they'll be the first ones to respond. And our next coalition meeting will be Monday night, 6:30 at Park District Fitness, and all of you are welcome.
Mayor, your honors, I wanted to come and invite you guys to a party in the park. This goes along with a party in the park, the duck race. The duck race we do during Catfish Days, and we needed some money that we get from the duck race to help with the funding for the party in the park. Along with that, if I could invite you guys to participate. Many of you have participated in the past, and if you can check your calendars, it'll be August 8th. And we're planning on about noon again, and if you could just let me know, or let Alderman Persick know what you're going to be doing. I think in the past, maybe Alderman Evans, I think maybe you and Alderman Studer took snow cones. I'm going to try to get you skee ball, we're working on it, all right?
No problem.
Alderman Kerwin, you were popcorn, I think. Yeah, and Alderman Kirby Hall, if you can check your schedule, I think you usually work, and that's okay. If you can participate,
It's a
we
Saturday.
appreciate it.
It's
And
in
then
August,
Alderman
you
Van
may
Ven,
have.
after you get back to me, let me know. And Mayor, please. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Any other citizens' comments today? All right, Planning and Zoning Commission, their next scheduled meeting is Thursday, August 6, 2015, at 6 o'clock p.m. Committee reports, Building Grounds, Parks, Health and Safety, Alderman Persick, Alderman Van Dyne.
Mr. Mayor, the next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, July 15th, 2015, at 6:30 p.m.
Water, Sewer, Streets and Alleys, Alderman Studer, Alderman Kerwin.
Mr. Mayor, next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, July 15th, 2015.
Police and ESDA, Alderman Studer, Alderman.
Next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, July 14th, 2015, at 5:30.
Moving along, Alderman Studer with Finance Administration.
We got 3 in a row here. Move to approve accounts payable report in the amount of $393,912.34, presented by the accountant.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Kerwin. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Studer. Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve to waive competitive bidding for the purchase of 3 police interceptor utility vehicles.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second. Second by Alderman Kerwin, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Studer.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 2015-06, a resolution for the mayor and the city treasurer to complete municipal finance application and execute a 3-year lease purchase contract with Ford Motor Credit Company for 3 2016 Interceptor utility vehicles with ESP and maintenance with a unit price of $35,910 for a total amount to be financed of $108,155 with annual payments of $38,171.58. And note, Bridgeport will be paying for the annual payment for the annexation agreement for all 3 years.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Evans. Any discussion?
It says the note Bridgeport is gonna pay the $38,171, correct?
Correct. Basically, instead of them purchasing one vehicle every year, Chief Arnold talked with Bridgeport and worked out this agreement with them. So basically, we'll get 3 at no cost to the city, no cost is all fair on Bridgeport. They will pay the lease agreement payment for all 3 years.
Okay, so that 108, 155 is 38,171
Yeah.
times 3.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Studer.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
Mr. Mayor, next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, July 21st, 2015, at 6 p.m.
Ordinance and license, Alderman Hall, Alderman Evans.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to approve ordinance number 15-07-07-01, an ordinance amending chapter 112.25, number of liquor licenses, increase number of class B1, retail beer and wine on 3 to 4.
Motion by Alderman Evans, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Kirby Hall. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, what's the reasoning behind this?
Basically, one of the retail places, which was we actually TVP's, they're the only gas station in town that does not have a liquor license. They requested one. We didn't have one available, so basically simply just come and increase that from 3 to 4 to allow them the opportunity to make business. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Studer. 7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.
Okay, the next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, July 14, 2015, at 6 o'clock p.m.
All right, personnel collective bargaining, Alderman Hall, Alderman Persick.
We have executive session tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, and anticipate personnel meeting for next week. I'll see the schedule.
Okay.
Council. City Administrative Report, Mr. Graff.
No report.
Attorney's Report, Mr. Urban.
Thank you. Since the last meeting, I've received the last 2 deeds of the Halifax property. The county made the property of the city of Wilmington, it's not all 4 parcels that we're looking at.
Thank you. All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Urban. Mr. Urban, what is the update on the house on Route 53 and also the Marathon gas station? Do we have any updates on them yet?
153 will be under matters of information. Will be under the executive session. I think we probably take
Both of
those.
Both.
All right. Need a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Mayor, I move to go into executive session at 7:29 p.m. for the following: matters of land acquisition and matters of litigation.
Motion by Alderman Larry Hall, do we have a second? Second. Second by Alderman Evans. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Studer. Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent, motion passes.